Regimental form! Left! Right! Right! Turn! Forward! Forward! Forward!
Ladies and gentlemen, just before I start paying the tribute to John Henry Patterson for the mural dedication, I just want to say that we had two members of the Jewish community here today, and we also had an Israeli diplomat, and they've looked at the mural and they were very humbled by it. So we're not going to, my understanding is we're not going to take this down until I finish this. But you will see that the artwork and all. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you here this evening as we dedicate this new artwork in honour of a distinguished Irish military hero of times gone by. Colonel John Henry Patterson, DSO, known as J.H. Patterson, was a British soldier, hunter, author and a Christian Zionist. John Henry was born in 1867 in County Meath into a Protestant family. At the age of 17 he fulfilled his childhood ambition and enlisted in the army. Here he truly found his calling and would see action in various campaigns, one of which was the Boer War. His bravery and strategic prowess was recognised by his superiors. Within a short time he was commissioned with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel and was awarded with the illustrious Distinguished Service Order. In 1895 he married Frances Helen Gray. He met Frances while serving in India. She was a highly educated woman who graduated in law. Her family home was 6 Mount Charles, Belfast, and she was from a practicing Church of Ireland background. John Henry Patterson enjoyed a lengthy and distinguished career in the military. However, he is probably best known for his much documented encounters with the infamous man-eating lands of Savo. In 1898, Patterson was hired by the East African Company to oversee the construction of the Uganda Railway. Here it is estimated that dozens of workers had been preyed upon by man-eating lands, sparking both real and superstitious fears and posing a threat to the whole project. His account of this, The Man-Eaters of Savo, was published to much acclaim in 1907, becoming a bestseller. The book has inspired the Hollywood films Buona Devil, 1952, Killers of Kilimanjaro, 1959, and The Ghost in the Darkness, 1996, in which he was portrayed by Val Kilmer. John Henry's foreign service came to an abrupt end on the onset of Irish Home Rule crisis. He was a committed unionist, and upon his return to the country he loved, assumed command of the West Belfast Regiment of the Ulster Volunteer Force. Patterson's influence within unionism and loyalism was such that it is thought that when Major Fred Crawford embarked upon the UVS 1914 gun run mission, Operation Lion, that it was named in tribute of Patterson's work in Savo. In West Belfast, Patterson was loved and respected by his volunteers, and with a consummate professionalism becoming one of such standing and calibre, he sculpted the men of West Belfast and Shankill Road into the fearless soldiers who give their all for king and country on the fields of France and Flanders during the Great War of 1914-18. Yes, he was a proud loyalist, but John Henry Patterson also held a deep affinity with the people of Israel, who themselves had endured many trials and tribulations through the centuries. Given this, it was no surprise when he offered his services and committed the remainder of his life to establish a Jewish homeland. As the Ottoman Empire crumbled during the onset of the course of World War I, in 1915, C.F. Jakobitsky and Joseph Trumpeldor formed the Sion Mule Corps, approved by General Maxwell. Their intention was to help the British wrestle control of the Levant from the Turks and stake their claim to the creation of a state of Israel. Having served in Flanders in 1914, Patterson travelled to Egypt, where he met with and was evidently impressed by the young, determined Zionists. Jabotinsky made a marked impression on him, as did his idea for a Jewish Legion. As a symbol of resurgent Jewish nationalism, the first Jewish fighting unit for 2,000 years created a statement of intent to form a nation state. The Corps fought gallantly at Gallipoli under Patterson's command, recounted in his 1916 memoirs with the Zionists at Gallipoli. Patterson wrote, "I have here fighting under my orders a purely Jewish unit. As far as I know, this is the first time in the Christian era that such a thing has happened." After a stint back in Ireland, where he commanded the 4th Royal Irish Fusiliers and the 5th Royal Dublin Fusiliers, Patterson went to England, where he formed and trained the Jewish 38th Fusiliers, part of what was to become known as the Jewish Legion. According to one account, in February of 1918, Patterson proudly led soldiers of the 38th Fusiliers Battalion, one of the components of the Legion, in a parade in Whitechapel Road before they were shipped off to Palestine. They were met with a joyous reception among the Jews of London, as well as generating amazement among other bystanders. Patterson fought with his battalion in campaigns in Palestine, notably recorded in his 1922 memoirs, with the Judeans in Palestine. He was a fervent advocate for the creation of the State of Israel and formed lifelong friendships with Zionist leaders, including Jabotinsky and Netanyahu. After the war, he helped lay the foundations of what would become the Israeli Defence Forces. From his adopted home in America, he would advocate for the cause of the Jewish people and was at the forefront of efforts to save the Jews from the Holocaust. John Henry Patterson died in California in 1947, a year short of the creation of the State of Israel. Sadly, his beloved wife passed away just a few weeks after him. To this day, Colonel Patterson is known as the godfather of the Israeli army. And in 2014, alongside Francis, he was re-interned to rest with the soldiers in Israel. The ceremony was overseen by his friend's son, Benjamin Netanyahu. The surnames Patterson and Gray indicate Scottish ancestry, but this decorated soldier and Ulster Volunteer Force commander, along with his Belfast wife, now repose in the land of the original covenants, and is just as he would have wished it. The fascinating story attached to John Henry Patterson cannot be told within this tribute to him. However, we trust that with the erection of this beautiful artwork, and with the matters that we have all but briefly touched upon during this address, that we have stirred up within you a vested interest which you will perhaps in a quieter moment explore in a more in-depth level. It is a tale of adventure and loyalty, of bravery and courage, but overall it is a saga that will live forever in Ulster and Israel, and with kindred spirits and people therein. In closing, I take this opportunity to pay special thanks to those who have given so much time and effort in order to make this project a reality. Sam McLean, I would like to thank him for the amount of work that he has done in this and the artwork that you will see shortly. SHANKILL ACT, West Belfast Athletic and Cultural Society, West Belfast Historical Reenactment Group, the Ulster Volunteer Force Medical and Nursing Corps, the Regimental Band of the Ulster Volunteer Force. Many thanks to you all. For God and Ulster.